This is me, but before I became her, this was me. This is me in my rawest form. I just woke up. Well, I'll take that back. I've been up, but about to get ready. One thing that I was taught by a counselor a long time ago is that sometimes you have to put action before the motivation to do something. When I struggle with bouts of sadness or depression, I try to remember that sometimes I'm not going to be motivated or feel like doing the things that I should do or need to do to nourish myself, to rejuvenate myself, to bring myself up. So sometimes I have to do the thing and put the action before I have the motivation to do so. And then when I do the thing, then the benefits of doing and performing that action comes, and then I'm more motivated to do maybe the next thing. So for example, when I don't feel like getting up and I don't feel like, you know, functioning through the day, um, even when I don't feel like taking a shower, I go ahead and take a shower, even if I'm not going anywhere. Take a shower, oil and lather myself up with my body butter. And after I take that shower that I didn't feel like doing, I feel better and more refreshed afterwards. So that's what I just did. I put action before the motivation and actually just took a shower, washed my hair, got my little curls popping. Um, and now I'm going to move on to the next thing that I don't necessarily feel like doing, but I'm going to do because I need to, which is cooking, fixing myself some breakfast. All right, see you later. Bye. Well, I did the action before motivation. I fixed myself breakfast. The positive, I'm nourished. I'm not hungry. I'm not hangry. The negative, I'm still not where I want to be as far as mood and excitement and happiness and contentment. But again, I'm clean, I'm fresh, I showered, I'm fed, I'm nourished. And now I'm going to possibly meditate or journal just to kind of clear my space in my head and on the inside to find a place of peace within myself. So, more to come. Grief. That's what I'm struggling through. All types of grief. Grief is multi-dimensional and very complex. It's never just a thing for which you're grieving. It could be the many things and simultaneously. So instead of just avoiding it or being overwhelmed by it, I try to sit with it. I try to feel it and see what it's telling me. And then I try to learn from it and grow from it. And eventually I choose to accept it. And eventually I don't grieve for as long or as sadly. And then eventually I begin to see the blessings and the opportunities and the new beginnings that came from grieving the losses and letting it go. And then I choose to let it go and move on. And it's a process. Sometimes there's a beginning and ending, and sometimes there's no ending. But it gets better with time. Every day. So, grief. Very complex. But I'm dealing with it. So, still not where I want to be. I'm trying, but still sad. And I don't really know why. It's not just one thing, it's a lot of things. And I'm just trying to do the basics of take care of myself. So it's almost lunchtime, I'm hungry. So I'm gonna eat again. So at least I won't be sad and hungry. I'll be at least sad and full. And I'm grateful that I at least have an appetite and that I can eat. Sometimes it's just that simple. So all day I've been putting action before motivation. I felt a little better after a shower and breakfast, and I had lunch, but still wasn't feeling where I wanted to be. So I took another shower to just, again, wake myself up and feel refreshed and to feel motivated to get through the next leg of the day. So usually when I look prettier, because I am pretty, I feel pretty and I feel more happier or better. So I'm going to do my makeup. And at least I'll look better than how I feel. All right. So there's a lot going on. Like, there's stuff going on in my personal life. There's stuff going on in my professional life. And all of it is just colliding. And on one hand, I know that it's a temporary situation and it's not going to stay the way it is. And there's a lot of signs and encouragement that things will actually be better. Change is hard. Change is hard for me, maybe. If it's not change that I decide to orchestrate, then I don't want it. It's hard. It's hard for me to accept. Especially when I'm comfortable and I don't perceive nothing to be wrong. I don't see no need in changing up. Maybe it's who I am, stability, structure, routine. I thrive in that type of environment. It is harder for me to go with the flow. Now, I do adjust. I do change. But again, it's when I feel like it, when I want to. So things are changing at work. I don't know that I was okay with it. I'm not okay with it. I wasn't okay with it. You know, do I see the logic and the rationale? Yes. Does it feel good? No. Will it be better for me? Maybe. I hope so. But the change that's occurring, it definitely made or has made me sad. I feel like I'm grieving. I feel like I'm being rejected. I wasn't enough. Which, I don't know about y'all, but for me, that's sometimes a theme in my life. Not feeling like I'm enough for the people that I call family, the people that are family friends, for those that I love. It's just hard when you feel rejected. When you feel, all right, your good was good, but it wasn't enough. And then, so not feel that way because it's not about you. It's not personal, you know. That's hard to comprehend because I'm like, well, if I'm good enough, if I was doing good, then why do things have to change? Even though I know that change is constant and change is necessary for growth, I don't like it. But I'm trying to learn how to embrace it. So that's why I'm trying not to, let myself be down or down for too long and down too low. Because, peace, stuff changes. So I'm trying to say, okay, let me intentionally cycle through my grief about the matter. Let me sit with this and learn from it. And let me allow it to grow me and refine me. But so still going through the processes. I would say I'm a little bit more mature to go through change now than I did 20 years ago. But nevertheless, it's still a process. And I guess that's what I want to tell you. It's the process. You cannot circumvent the process. You cannot avoid the process. You can't go around the process. Until you face and go through the process and learn your lesson, you gonna stay stuck. That's the one thing I do know. So that's why I'm just gonna try to go with the process and just go through it and cycle through. So that's where I am, cycling through. Am I even? There we go. It's like part of me is feeling better just because I'm like doing something that makes me happy. So I love doing my makeup. So when it comes to things that bring me down, I go ahead and face it with the experience that I've had. And it's not that I try to rush it, but I just try to embrace it and go with the flow. That is harder for me to do because my nature is more of a controller. I like to control everything. I like to do it my way, on my time. I don't like to be forced to do it when I'm not ready. So, but I do try to embrace it. Just go with the flow, which is easier for some, harder for others. So for me, I gotta, talk to myself like I'm doing right now. Or you, but talk it out and encourage myself. And that's what I want you to know. Sometimes you have to encourage yourself. You can't wait for nobody else to do it. You can't wait to feel happy. You can't wait to feel motivated. You have to coach yourself. You have to be your biggest fan. And it's like, girl, you gonna make it. You got this. Keep going. A little bit more. A little bit more. One day at a time. All the things that you would say to somebody else, speak to yourself like someone you love. If someone you love were going through what you were going through, what would you say to them? Would you let them give up? Would you let them give up? Would you let them stay stuck or stay down or stay in the negative? Or would you try to help them see a different perspective? Be that for you. Turn that energy inward. Love on yourself. Make yourself feel pretty. Make yourself feel beautiful. Make yourself feel loved. So here I am, boosting my own spirits. Nobody ain't called to boost my spirits. Not that people ain't not calling, but you know, everybody don't always know when you in a bad place. You do. And you are your first line of defense to try to work your way out of that funk. Because everybody not going to always do it for you. Even with the best intention, you may not receive the support and encouragement that is coming your way because you're just not receptive and open in that time frame. You know. Sometimes you want people to listen. Sometimes you don't want to talk to nobody. Sometimes you would rather have someone be in your company. But other times you just feel like, you know what, this sucks and I want to appreciate how much this sucks. And I don't want nobody to convince me otherwise. That's how I am sometimes. But you can't stay there. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. Don't stay stuck in a temporary situation. Don't make permanent decisions based off a temporary situation. I'm gonna have to tell y'all my experience with temporary situations and how I almost made permanent decisions. It ain't worth it. You gotta think what you're going through is temporary. Temporary. So I have to tell myself what I'm going through is temporary. Because it is. Anything that you've been through in your past, are you still there? You got through it. You in a whole different place, different mindset. You probably feel like you a whole different person. On one hand, it may feel like it was yesterday, but then on the other hand, you may feel like, you know what? I feel like that was ages ago. Depending on what it is. But depending on what it is, you being here means that you're not there no more and you got through it. And that's what I'm trying to hold on to, is that everything that I've been through is exactly that, what I've been through. Not what I'm going through, not what I'm coming up on. Been through, over with, dealt with. So I'm gonna deal with this. I know I am. And deal with it, I did. It did take me some years. It took me some time. After 12 years of marriage, in the last 4 years, it ended poorly with infidelity and betrayal. After 4 years of divorce and 2 years broken up from my ex-husband, this is me now. This is me. In both personally and professionally, I am doing better than I ever have. And most of it is because I've learned to love myself, trust myself, and put myself first. And that came after counseling, therapy, journaling, praying, living, and time. But I made it, and you will too. So when people ask me how, this is how.